Hi. Okay, so today I want to show you how to make my famous salmon patties. I call them salmon patties, they're nothing fancy. But anyways, these top a salad. These are great for your salad so that you're getting everything that you need, and then you just put some leafy greens and romaine lettuce and herbs. You chop it up into a bowl, nice green, and then you throw this in the frying pan. I'll show you how to do it, and you basically cook them. So basically I make a whole bunch at once. I make enough for the week, maybe 4 or 5 times for the week. So I want to have a few. So I buy these at Costco. They're just wild sockeye salmon, and they come in a 4-pack. So they're good, economical, and they are wild. So I go ahead and I use 3 of these. So I go ahead and I put 3 in my Vitamix. So you can see here, I've got 3 in the bottom. Then I've put a layer of herbs. So in there today I've chosen basil because I happen to have it on hand. But dill is fabulous, or parsley. So dill is amazing. If I had dill, I would have chose that as my first. But anyways, dill or parsley. Then I take a can of artichoke hearts, organic artichoke hearts, and a can, or a bottle, I should say, of organic pitted olives. And I put this in my Vitamix. I add a little bit of sea salt and a little bit of pepper and a little bit of Italian seasoning, all organic, pure organic food. So there we go. I put this in I put the most of the wet stuff in here because the Vitamix is hard. If you put too much dry stuff, it doesn't go like a food processor. So I also use my food processor. In my food processor, I've put like 2 cups of spinach and like a package of sliced organic mushrooms and a part of you can see the end of an organic leek. So about that much of leek. And I put the leek, the spinach, and the mushrooms in my food processor. The other thing that I do in my Vitamix is I put 2 tablespoons of chia seeds and 2 tablespoons of flax seeds. I also put in 1 large, I guess you would call it a heaping, whatever they serve in here, but one scoop of collagen powder. I love this upgraded collagen powder from Bulletproof, but go ahead and use a grass-fed collagen powder. And I put that in my Vitamix as well. And I also then go ahead and make an egg replacement with my gelatin, my beef gelatin. So this is a grass-fed beef gelatin from Vital Proteins, and I go ahead and use a tablespoon of that and 3 tablespoons of water. And a little bit of warm water. I do a little bit of boiling water in there. Mix it up, stir it up, and it's my egg replacement, and I'll go ahead and put it in my Vitamix portion. So we've got the collagen gelatin, flax seeds, chia seeds, artichoke, olives, herbs, salmon, 3 cans of salmon, spinach, mushrooms, and leek, salt and pepper, and a few like spices. I like Italian herb spices because there's nothing in there with nightshades or anything like that that could affect me. Okay, so I go ahead and first of all, I just pulse this up. And it takes a while with the Vitamix. That's why I try to do most of the wet ingredients in here. Okay, so there we go. So that kind of pulses up really nicely. Now I use my food processor here, and I do some of the dry stuff, and then I add them together. It just takes a while, I find, when you're doing this much at once. If I was doing a smaller recipe, I could do it all in one, but I just find it's really hard. So sometimes I go back and forth. So now I might put a little bit more herbs in this one. So I have them both working. I know it's a lot of cleanup, but it's worth it. It makes it for like 5 days. Okay, so you can see that this is all chopped up now. So I can either choose to put all the Vitamix into my food processor or all my food stuff into my Vitamix. Whatever's easier, whatever you think is gonna blend better, go ahead and do. So I'm just gonna pop it into my Vitamix since it seems to be pureed down enough now that I think it will take it. And you don't need to get it like totally pureed. The little chunks in it are nice too. You just want it to be blended together enough that it really, really holds together. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do a couple more pulses on my Vitamix here. Mostly done, even if there's a few tiny little pieces here and there, this is what's gonna work. Now for some reason, if it's too liquidy for you to work with, and this isn't, as you can see, it's completely, well, I won't do that, but it's completely thick. So I'm gonna come over here. So hang on, get a little bit of space. All right. Okay, I don't know if you can see any of this, but I will do my best. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a bowl. Just a large bowl. I put everything into the bowl, and then what I like to do is if it is too runny at all to work with, I sprinkle about a half a cup or a quarter cup. Start with a really small amount, even 2 tablespoons of coconut flour, just to hold it together. And I find that does a really nice job. I don't know if you can see me in here, but you see this, it's really good, but it might need a little bit of something. So I usually like to use a little bit of coconut flour just to go ahead and hold it together. You could use almond flour if you wanted to. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead, I happen to have a package that's opened here, so I'll just go about 2 small little palms like that. So it's probably about a half a cup, maybe. And stir that in, and that just helps to bind it together. We don't want any gluten in here or any to take away from anything that's in here. So this is just gonna help bind it. And of course our chia seeds and our gelatin egg substitute is gonna help bind it too. You could, if you can tolerate eggs, you could go ahead and put the eggs right in here. 2 or 3 eggs, pastured eggs. Would be great. And then I go ahead and I take my patties like this. I just mold them into like a little shape, and there we go. Then I'm gonna just keep doing this until I get a bunch of them. You can make them a little bigger if you want, or smaller, whatever suits you. Kind of like just like these mini burger patties. And then I'm gonna go ahead and freeze them. And I'll take or refrigerate them. If I'm gonna use them today, I'll refrigerate them, but if I want to use them all week, I'll freeze them separately, just the way you would like a burger, with parchment paper in between. And I will take out 1 a day. I'll show you. I'm gonna wash my hands and just show you what I do. Okay. So in my skillet, hang on here, I'm gonna lift this up. So you can see those are the little patties being formed. There's my bowl of stuff. And so what I will do is I will go ahead, when it's time to use one, like I said, they freeze for the week in the freezer, and I just pull out one a day. Or you can go ahead and just refrigerate them so they hold together a little better. And then you go ahead in your skillet and you would put either coconut oil, avocado oil, or some lard or tallow in here. Heat your thing up, put one in, fry this side, flip it back and forth a few times until it holds together like a nice little patty. Don't forget the salmon is pre-cooked when it comes in those cans. So everything is fine, and you want to heat it up so it holds together like a nice little burger. And then you go ahead and you top your bowl. You get a bowl of leafy greens and you go ahead and top this on top of it, and a little bit of olive oil, and you are set to go. It is nutritious, it is delicious, it helps you get your fatty acids, and it's fabulous. So go ahead and try this. It is a fabulous way to top your salad. If you want for breakfast and everyone else is having something that you can't have, sometimes you can just take 2 of these without lettuce, put them on a plate, fry them up, top it with a little bit of olive oil, and there you have an amazing hearty breakfast filled with tons of brain foods for you. So I hope you've enjoyed this. This is one of my favorites. I think it's super healthy, and it's a good way to get everything in, especially when you're not sure what to do for breakfast, lunch, or topping salads. This is the trifecta that can be used for all 3 meals. It can even be a standalone dinner as well, which I've done. Okay, so this is great. The whole family usually likes these. Even kids will love these burgers. So go ahead and try them.